Okay, looks like we're live. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Mic check, 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 check. Are we live? Can people hear me? Okay. What's up, everybody? This is going to be a quick stream. Again, I was going to do this as a pre-recorded video, but I decided it'd be more fun to do it as a stream. Not really going to be reading comments. Feel free to leave your comments. They'll show up in the replay of the stream up after it gets posted. But this video is just to go over the practice squad for the Seattle Seahawks in 2020 as of today, and to also take a look at the roster churn in the few days since we've had our initial 53-man roster set. So I'm going to give people another second or two to gather, and then we're just going to go ahead and look at what's changed in the last 5 days with this roster. And we're also going to look at the practice squad, because I think the practice squad matters at least a tiny bit. So, yeah. All right. I know a lot of people are going to be at work right now. I know it's a work day, so I'm not expecting a ton of people, but this video will be uploaded on the YouTube channel as all my other videos are. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. So let's open up with the practice squad here. Here's what I projected the practice squad might look like as of a few days ago, like 5 days ago. So let's see what we got right and what we got wrong. So practice squad, I said Anthony Gordon would make the practice squad. He did not. The quarterback who made the practice squad was Danny Etling. So we're going to go ahead and toss him in here. Anthony Gordon clearly did not play well, because I firmly believe it was his spot to lose. So yeah, Danny Etling is our practice squad QB. Our practice squad running back is nobody, because Nick Balor did not make the practice squad, because he actually ended up making the 53-man roster. I'll cover that in a moment here, but he's not here. We have no backs on the practice squad. Instead, we are carrying a bunch of receivers. So Cody Thompson made the practice squad as I expected. Lance Lenoir made the practice squad as I did not expect, although I did throw him out there as a likely candidate, so we're going to add him here. Aaron Fuller made the practice squad, and Penny Hart made the practice squad until he didn't. So we will be covering that in a moment here. But Penny Hart did make the initial 16-man practice squad. Okay, next up we have tight end. I said that Stephen Sullivan was going to make the practice squad. He did. However, we had a second tight end also make the practice squad in the form of Tyler Mabry. So add Tyler Mabry to the practice squad, and we have 6 pass catchers on our practice squad this year, which is pretty notable in my opinion. That's quite a big chunk of the practice squad. All right, offensive line next. We have 2 players who made our practice squad this year. One was tackle Chad Wheeler, as I expected. He made the practice squad last year. We had another one, though, Tommy Champion. He was the only player to get cut. Oh, whoops, my bad. All right, Tommy Champion also made the practice squad. So we have 2 offensive tackles on the practice squad. No other offensive linemen, as I expected. So now we move to the defense. I projected that Shaquem Griffin would make the practice squad. He did indeed. Technically listed as a linebacker on the practice squad, but I have him here listed as defensive end. Doesn't particularly matter. He did make the practice squad. Defensive tackle, however, I actually missed out on a little bit. I said DeMarcus Christmas and PJ Johnson would make the practice squad. Neither player did. We do have 2 other practice squatters who play the defensive tackle position. However, one is Cedric Lattimore. He was the other guy we cut. And the other guy is an import from the Minnesota Vikings, Anthony Rush. So we obviously have some excitement in him if we brought him over from another team, because obviously with the nature of the offseason that we had, it was kind of hard to scout out other teams' cuts because you don't get to see preseason games. But we did pick up Anthony Rush. So that moves us over to linebacker. We have no linebackers on the practice squad except for Shaquem Griffin, who is basically an edge in my estimation. And that gets us to the defensive backs. Okay, so we're starting with cornerback. I said that Ryan Neal would make the practice squad. He has. I said that Gavin Heslop would make the practice squad. He has. However, we have a couple other cornerbacks making the practice squad as well. The first is Jason Stanley. He was somebody who was one of the cuts, but we kept him around on the practice squad. And we also have one final cornerback to add to the practice squad. We'll get to him in a moment. But suffice to say, Chris Miller did not make the practice squad, which to me is actually a big surprise. I was fully expecting Chris Miller to make our practice squad this season. So he's out. He is out on the street looking for a job. So that gets us to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 practice squad slots. 15 of our 16 practice squad slots are filled. So we're going to go ahead and fill that last slot now because of the roster churn. And for those of you who don't know what roster churn is, it's basically when teams make minor, mostly insignificant moves with the back of the back end of their roster. So I made my 53-man roster video on September the 6th. September the 5th. On September the 6th, we made one move, which was Lyndon Stevens was cut and moved to the practice squad. So Lyndon Stevens, this is where I kind of expected him to be, if anywhere. I did not think he was going to make the 53-man. And we did this because we wanted to bring in a defensive end / linebacker from Tennessee, Deandre Walker. And that's actually a pretty exciting pickup in my estimation. I like Deandre Walker. He had a very nice college career as an edge rusher. He did not play last year for the Titans because of injury. This is a nice pickup. I don't know if it'll pay off this year, but I like this pickup a lot. So Lyndon Stevens was out and Deandre Walker was in. The next day, September the 7th, we made one move as well. Nick Balor was added to the active roster. Nick Balor, fullback, is now on the 53-man. And in order to make room for him, we moved Phil Haynes from the active roster to the PUP. Eligible to come back, I believe, in week 4 or something. So that leaves us down one guard. BJ Finney's flexibility here is going to be valuable because we do need some ability to back up Damian Lewis if things don't go well or if he gets hurt. But Philip Haynes, now added to the injured list, eligible to come back as early as week 4. And finally, yesterday we made one final move to churn out the roster, and this is where the wide receiver swap I kind of alluded to earlier comes in. John Ursua out. Penny Hart in. Penny Hart becomes the 6th receiver, and John Ursua goes back to the practice squad. And that is the final bit of roster churn as of this moment on Thursday afternoon. I would not be shocked if we made 1 or 2 more moves before the game, but as of right now, this is all I have. Interesting move here that we made yesterday. My initial assumption was that John Ursua broke a team rule and did something to piss off Carroll, but the fact that we brought him back to the practice squad says that he probably didn't do that. So maybe we feel like we need an outside receiver more than an inside receiver, a slot receiver, which is what Ursua is. So this is the new 53-man roster. We added a fullback. We lost a guard. We added a defensive end. By the way, Deandre Walker technically could be listed as a linebacker just as easily as a defensive end. I am very dubious that we would need a 7th linebacker. So unless Bruce Irvin is moving to defensive end full-time, I expect Deandre Walker to function as a defensive end for us, just as I expected Shaquem Griffin to. We also lost a cornerback, but I don't think that really matters because Marquise Blair could easily move to the cornerback spot and play nickel cornerback for us all year. And yeah, that's basically the roster churn for the last 5 days. The roster has not changed a lot. We did keep a fullback, which people are going to have different opinions on. I personally don't think we need a fullback, but I can't really say that we needed Phil Haynes at this moment in time either. And if Philip Haynes is injured and can't play, then he's injured and can't play. All right, so that's the end of this stream. That's the end of this video, basically. One more thing I want to add. We do have one player suspended who I forgot to mention in previous videos, Kyle Fuller. And Kyle Fuller is an offensive tackle. I expect him to be a reserve left tackle for us. So when he comes back from suspension, we'll either bring him onto the active roster or not. But he's added to this list as well. Everything else still the same. DJ Reed still injured. Darrell Taylor still injured. Colby Parkinson still injured. Still waiting on word for Josh Gordon. And yeah, so this is an updated look at the Seahawks roster. Once again, our practice squad. Let's run through it real quick. Danny Etling, Aaron Fuller, John Ursua, Cody Thompson, Lance Lenoir, Stephen Sullivan, Tyler Mabry, Tommy Champion, Chad Wheeler, Shaq Griffin, Cedric Lattimore, Anthony Rush, Ryan Neal, Gavin Heslop, Jackson Stanley, and Lyndon Stevens. Pretty good practice squad in my opinion. The guy I like the most on this practice squad would probably be Aaron Fuller, followed closely by Stephen Sullivan. Also, to a certain extent, I like Shaquem Griffin and Ryan Neal. My biggest practice squad disappointment was we didn't bring back Chris Miller. And yeah. All right, guys. So this will be my last roster video before the game on Sunday. So I will update this table as need be throughout the course of the season as we bring in players, as we get rid of players. But that's going to do it for me tonight, guys. Or, excuse me, today. It is not night yet. Peace out. Go Hawks. But, keep an eye out for a little later today. I'm going to be collaborating with Sam Dog again, as I did last year. So keep an eye on his channel. I should have a video going live with him later today. So keep an eye out for that. Oh, yes, Drop Top. I do have a green screen now. Yes, I do. Somebody finally noticed. Thank you. But yes, I do have a green screen. All right, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Go Hawks. What do you guys think about the roster? Go ahead and drop it in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Did we make any mistakes here? Anything interesting that you particularly like about this team? And yeah, see you guys in a little bit on stream. You can come watch me play video games. Keep an eye out for the Sam Dog collaboration later today. Keep an eye out for a stream later tonight as well. And yeah, season starts in a few hours, boys. Season starts in a few hours. Peace.